Hi, welcome to this week's episode of SPTV, and this week I wanted to talk to you about testimonials. And I think we are all aware that testimonials are hugely important for your business, but it's often about how you collect them. And there's various different portals and ways of doing that, whether you keep it the old traditional pen and paper, or whether you get people to review on Facebook or Google or any other platform that you may be aware of. With that, it's really important, but it can sometimes be difficult of how you actually get that into the process of your business to collect them, because there's often a lot of very happy customers who would be more than happy to give you a testimonial but are not asked for it, so I'm not going to be giving it to you. And this really came about just before Christmas, actually. I, in some ways, unfortunately, had to buy a new car, as the other one had a little run-in, or had someone run into it. So I had to go and get a new one. And by the way, this is a dealership that is totally independent, but they are doing very well. So they're not one of the, as such, the big players that we all know about. They are, as such, a sort of smaller, independent car firm. But they really looked after us, and I had to go and pick this car up on the Friday before Christmas. So it was very busy there, and they got a lot of people in the showroom doing the handover of cars, because they wanted them off the forecourt before Christmas. The customers wanted their brand new shiny cars and picking them up. And so it was just a very busy time. And when I got there, the gentleman that I was buying the car from, or was doing the handover with, he was just tying up the last bits of the last deal with the previous customer. So we were very much looked after, and the new additional salesperson came over and said, well, let's go out and you can test drive it, even though it was like exactly the same as the car I'd had before. But I took it out there and I went back and I parked it in the space, and when I got back there was the salesperson, the sales guy, ready to do the handover for it. And so we did all of that, we did all of the payment and such like with that. But then it got really interesting, because he said, oh, what I'll do is I'll just go and move the car for you, so it's ready, even though I kind of had already put it ready in the space when I'd come back from the test drive. And he said, oh, just before I go, would you mind writing a few words as a testimonial for us? And I said, oh, of course, it's fine, it's no problem at all, because I had really looked after us, and in quite a tight time frame as well, and with sort of courtesy cars and money coming through from the insurance as well. It was a really tight time frame, so they had looked after us, more than happy to give them the testimonial. So he said, we've just got it on our system, would you mind just typing it into that? So I said, of course, not a problem at all. So I typed that while he went and moved the car right round to the front of the showroom. And when he come back, he said, okay, well, that's all done now, thank you very much. We also have a little thing, we like to take a picture of our customers going away in their new cars. Would that be okay? Because they wanted to put it on Facebook and such like, and for their marketing materials. I said, of course, that's no problem at all. I wasn't really looking my best on a kind of the day off just before Christmas, but I thought, okay, we're not going to get too up on this, we'll just go with it. So they had an iPad ready, and they took a picture of me stood outside the new car with the documents and such like, and it was really seamless. And it got me thinking of how businesses can make it work for themselves, because as I said at the beginning, people will more than happily give you testimonials. The only reason they don't is because they've not been asked for it. And sometimes it can be difficult. How do I kind of weave this into or through my process? And that's a really good example of how they've done it. There was no kind of real pushy sort of forcing me to do a testimonial. It was like, if you'd like to do a testimonial, or would you be able to do this for us? And I was obviously more than happy to do that for them. As always with SPTV, we'd like to give you a couple of examples as well. That is a real life example of that. But for other businesses as well, this can work really well with restaurants, for example. There is a really good excuse when you've taken the bill over, for example. People are going to be doing one of two things. They're either going to be paying by cash, or they're going to be paying by card. And both of those mean going as such back to the till to get either the card machine or change for the amount of cash. And there's a little window in there for getting asking people to, or just while I go and get this, would you be able to leave us a testimonial, and having some cards printed up for them to fill out for that can work really well. For tradespeople as well, there's another really good opportunity. When you've checked with the customer, the homeowner, whichever you do, you can see that you ask them, they're happy with the job, which they obviously are going to be at that point. If they're not, then you're going to carry on working until they are. So they're obviously going to be happy at that point. And once you've got to that point, you can ask them, would you be happy to leave me a testimonial, just a couple of lines or a line about this while I put my tools away back into the van. And 9 times out of 10 they're going to be like, yeah, that's fine, no problem. And you kind of built that into it already by saying, just for the 5 minutes while I go and put the tools in the van. It just gives you that window. So I hope that's been helpful, giving you some ideas of how you can weave it into your process, into your business as well, even if it helps you get one extra, either a day, a week, a month, depending on your customer cycle on that side of things. If you are struggling, then as ever, please do comment in the comments box below. We do look at them, and answer them for you. We're more than happy to help, totally free of charge for you as well. We're here to help. That's what SPTV is for, is helping you and giving you some guidance on that. So we'll be looking forward to your comments on that, and I will see you in 7 days time from now with another episode of SPTV.